Afternoon, depending on where you are in the world. We welcome you to the Center for Spiritual Living, North Metro. I am Reverend Michael Torphy.
I'm Reverend Valerie Torphy.
And hello,
hello,
world. Good to see you. We're going to get started with evocation. So if you would, close your eyes, turn within, take a deep cleansing breath, hold it, and let go. As we recognize that power and presence that is everywhere. It's in the water, it's in the trees, it's in the sky, it's in our land. It's everywhere present. It is the holy, magnificent life that is within me, within Reverend Valerie, and within everybody that's listening and watching this live stream. It is life, all life. And so as we gather together in the grace of God, I know everything unfolds perfectly. I know everyone receives exactly what they need to receive and gives exactly what they need to give. I know this day is blessed, this service is blessed, our world is blessed. I'm so thankful to know and to accept the goodness of God in my life, in your life, in all life. I'm so grateful to know that this word is complete and fulfilling itself right here and right now. So I release, I let go, I let God, and together we say, and so it is. Whew. Well, we have a wonderful treat for you today. Yeah. We have the lovely, the magnificent Mindy Sterling. Hi, Mindy.
Hey, Mindy.
Hi, everyone. Just a lovely little musical reminder.
All right.
What the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little love. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone. Lord, we don't need another mountain. There are mountains and hillsides enough to climb. There are oceans and rivers enough to cross, enough to last to the end of time. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone. Lord, we don't need another meadow. There are meadows and wheat fields enough to grow. There are sunbeams and moonbeams enough to shine, enough to last to the end of time. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
I love you, Mindy. It's so good to see you.
Yes.
Here, I love this.
What an appropriate song for where we are nowadays.
Yes.
So thank you. See you in a little bit.
And today's title is How You Live Your Life. And the reading is from this thing called Life by Ernest Holmes. And you already got to hear our special music for today, Mindy Sterling. And so we're going to hear more from her later. Mm-hmm. If you use Facebook, check in so that people can see that we're here and that we're growing and that lots of good stuff is happening. If you use Amazon, go to smile.amazon.com. And if you're not already supporting another nonprofit, check the Center for Spiritual Living North Metro. And then when you shop, we'll get paid.
Yay.
Yeah. And on our website, cslnorthmetro.org, there's a place for prayer requests, and we would love, love, love to pray with you and for you. So please just enter your prayer requests there, and we'll get right on them.
And remember, prayer works.
Prayer does work. We're going to talk about that a little bit today. Okay. Affirmations.
Oh, yeah. They're going to appear on your screen in just a second here. There we go.
Okay.
Together.
I am for those.
Yes.
Yes. We appreciate you. In today's reading from The Thing Called Life by Ernest Holmes. Life is the one perfect unity from which everything proceeds, including yourself and all of your experience. All action proceeds from it. All knowledge is in it. It is in us. We are it. The key to our whole understanding of life lies in the realization that life itself is pure spirit, is an ocean of unmanifest being whose nature is to take form. When the Bible states that the Word of God moves upon the face of the deep and produces creation, it means that the divine spirit speaks itself into existence by the power of the Word. Mm-hmm. When the Bible states that we are made in the image and likeness of God, it is telling us that each one of us as an individual reproduces the creative imagination and energy of the divine mind. Whoa. When Jesus said that the kingdom of heaven is within, he was telling us that our approach to life is through inner awareness. When he told us that God within is already perfect, he was telling us what has since been rediscovered in the science of mind, that there is a principle of perfection at the center of every person's life. Mm. We are either going to accept these things as theories about some nebulous and theoretical spiritual experience, or obviously it wasn't, or else we are going to accept them as Jesus meant them to be accepted, as real and natural facts in the life we live here and now. Hmm. The genius of the new science of spirit, which is destined to save the world, is a direct approach to God and its conscious use of God power in every activity of living.
So it is. Okay, let's hear another song for Mindy. You ready, Mindy?
I am. And you know, one of the things that I realized that when I was little and I was far more innocent, I love to dance. Yeah. I love to dance. And right now, one of the nice things to do is to express joy. And joyfulness is definitely something I feel when I'm dancing. So here's a song around that. I hope you never lose your sense of wonder. Get your fill to eat, but always keep that hunger. May you never take one single breath for granted. God forbid love ever leaves you empty-handed. I hope you still feel small when you stand beside the ocean. Whenever one door closes, I hope one door opens. Promise me that you'll give faith a fighting chance. And when you get the choice to sit it out or dance, I hope you dance. I hope you dance. I hope you dance. hope you dance. I hope you never fear those mountains in the distance. Never settle for the path of least resistance. Living might mean taking chances, but they're worth taking. Loving might be a mistake, but it's worth making. Don't let some help and never ever leave you bitter. One door closes, one will always be bigger. Give the heavens above more than a passing glance. And if you get the choice to sit it out or dance, yeah, everybody, I hope you dance. I hope you dance. I hope you dance. I hope you dance. I know Valerie is dancing right now, Reverend Valerie. She loves this song. I will. All right, everybody. Truth, 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 and so it is.
So it is.
Yay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Not too many people know this, but in 1965, after I graduated from high school, I joined this band that had a light show, and there were three go-go dancers, two women and myself, and we were behind the screen, and all these colors would reflect off us. So I was a go-go dancer. We traveled around Northern California. So I like to dance.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I can
You
remember
always surprise us, Michael. You always surprise us with a story.
when I was a teenager and somebody would go dancing with me. I didn't care who. I just didn't ever want to get off the floor. They're like, "Can we go sit down and rest now?" I was like, "I know. As long as the music is playing, we're going to be out here." So
Valerie's just getting started.
so I do.
So thank you.
Thank you
See you
so
in a little
much.
bit.
We love you.
So here we are, another Sunday.
Here we are.
You know, there's a thing that we all really want when we come into this teaching, because it promises it will change our life. And that is to change our thinking, to change our beliefs, to change our habits. And it's something we want to master, but it's always seems like the hardest thing to deal with. And just about the time you think you're getting it mastered, something takes place and you feel like you've been set back 2,000 steps behind where you got to. And recently, the world has done this also. It's challenged us to look at the new norm. What is the new norm? How am I going to live in this new norm? What am I called to do? What is my vision for this new norm? Because there is a new norm. We're all experiencing it. We're all living through it. We're all having to deal with it daily, day by day. Dealing with going to the grocery store. Elders like us were told that we shouldn't do anything. We just stay at home and do nothing. And that can be challenging.
You can.
You know, the world says, okay, here, deal with this. Try to see how mastered you are in your changing of your thinking.
Yeah, do it with grace.
Do it with grace.
Yeah.
So perhaps you're wanting to change how you make decisions. Perhaps you want to change how you see certain people. Perhaps you want to change what makes you happy. Is there a new way of being happy? We all are experiencing this right now. And it probably wasn't the first time in your life that you had to experience making changes or adjusting to something that was new in your life. I recall quite a long time ago when I was freshly licensed as a new practitioner. My very first client came to me, and he just happened to be a gay man. And he told me a story. He said he worked at this office, and in the office every day he would have to deal with gay bashing jokes, and he had to force himself to laugh at them because he was gay and he didn't want to be exposed. He thought maybe he'd lose his job or he'd be the center of all the jokes. And he was just hurting so deeply. And he said he didn't know what to do. And I said, well, what do you want to do? He says, I just want to be comfortable. I just want to be me. I just want to go to work and not have to listen to these jokes, and even more so, not have to laugh at them. I said, well, if you said something, how would that work? And he says, well, I don't know. Maybe you get fired or it'd make things worse. And that's what I'm afraid of. And I said, well, doesn't fear guide you when you're afraid? Doesn't it take you to places that you don't want to be? And he said, yes. So what's the opposite of that? And he said, to tell them that I don't like what they're doing, that I'm gay and it hurts my feelings. I said, yes. Can you do that? He said, I don't know. So he'd come back a few times after that. We'd meet once a month, and he was still trying to drum up the courage to do that. And I reassured him that it's okay. You do it when you want to do it. And somehow that meant something to him. So the next time he came, he said, you won't believe it, I did it. And I said, and what happened? He said, everybody was so sorry. They felt so bad. And the one person who was the instigator had been fired. And I said, well, that's karma for you. And he was so, his whole being was completely different. Who he was in life was completely different. He was answering the call to live his life as he was put here to live it. We all create in our life exactly what it is we want to create. It's up to us to practice, and we mustn't ever stop practicing, because it is a constant thing. We don't ever arrive at any place. We just keep growing and expanding. We just keep becoming more of who and what we are. And it's important to have a vision for your life. If you're not visioning for your life, I highly recommend it. I recall when I decided to become a minister, I didn't know what that was going to be, because I had no idea how that looked as my life. So I formed a little vision team, and we'd vision once a week in my home. And sometimes different people would come, and every single person, at least one time, except for me, would see this land. One time they see this land with mountains and snow and pine trees, and the next time they see this land with desert and red rocks, and they would see cowboys, and I didn't see any of that, but every single person saw it at least once. And so when it came time for me to go out candidating, because I was an assistant minister at the center that I was at that time, I went to this place called Grand Junction, Colorado, and the person that greeted me one day decided to take me on a trip all around the area. So we went up to a flat top mountain that was snow on it and pine trees, and then we went to the
Colorado National
Mountain, which is red rocks and desert. And it was like, oh my God, I belong here.
And cowboys.
And cowboys, yeah. But I didn't know if that was just a stepping stone to go someplace else. But it really felt deepening that this vision was alive and pulling me towards my greater yet to be. It ended up that I was the minister at that spiritual center, and it just embodied what I thought I had already mastered. It took me to another level. It was quite the experiment. Ernest Holmes says, what the world needs is a spiritual conviction followed by spiritual experience. I would rather see a student of this science prove its principles than to have them repeat all the words of wisdom they have ever been uttered. It is far easier to teach the truth than it is to practice it. It's far easier to teach the truth than it is to practice. So as we're looking at this new norm, this new way of living, it's important that we now even practice more, meditate, affirm, treat, do all the practices that you need, and vision. Call forth how it is that you're going to be in this world. And it's going to be a new world because something drastically has changed and we get to adapt to it. We get to make the changes that we're being called to change. And it can be as easy as asking a question. Here's a question for you. What am I hanging on to that I no longer need? Take that into your meditation. What is it that I'm hanging on to that I no longer need? Well, what I'm telling you is, and what I'm asking you, are you ready to become what the world needs? Is the world ready for who you are becoming? I say yes, yes, and yes. Valerie?
Yes. So, science of mind teaches us that we're one with God and one with each other and one with all that is. And I was listening to Ernest Holmes this morning, and he was talking about how we all have all of the sun. We don't have to split it with anybody or share it with anybody, or somebody else can take it and we can't have it. It's not like that. We all have all of the sun. We can move out of the sun into the shade, but we all have all of the sun. I think it's the same way with spirit. We all have all of the spirit. We all have all of the spirit. And what we have, we're all an inlet for that spiritual source. And then we're all an outlet, but it depends on what we do with the spirit coming in and enveloping and fulfilling us and making us whole, is how much of it we let out. Mm. And so if we hold it all in and we think we're saving it all for ourselves, and we're maybe being a little miserly with it, with the love, with the humor, with the peace, with the joy, then we're blocking the flow. And I know we've talked about that one before, how we can block the flow. And when we block the flow, we're blocking our good. We're not saving more of it for ourselves. We're not amassing more of it. We're blocking the flow. So we're an inlet and we're an outlet. And we let that wonder and that spirit and that amazement of God work right through us. And so we ask ourselves, how much harmony can I have? As much as I can embody and pass out. How much joy can I have? As much as I can embody and pass out. All of the joy is there. All of the harmony is there. All of the good is there for each one of us to embody and share. And so when we talk about spiritual mind treatment or affirmative prayer, we're taking that opportunity to expand our awareness of who we are. We all know that we're a physical body, and some of us really get that there's a spiritual self beyond that physical body, and I imagine that everybody who's listening now already understands that. And still, things are in harmony and things are not in harmony, and we can't change everybody else and out there. We're not here to do that. But we can change ourselves, and we can change whether we're in harmony with what's going on or we're not. We can change whether we feel joy or we don't. Mm-hmm. And the biggest way that we teach that we do that is prayer. And so we take that time and I'm just going to go through the stages with you. A lot of you already know them. I'm going to do it anyway. To know that there's only that one power, that one presence, that one God. I am one with that. And as I am one with that, so also is everyone else. And that everything I need is already available to me. And then I'm grateful for it, and I release it because I know I'm done. Now, those are the steps, and that's what we do. But we don't always believe it. We don't always embody it. Sometimes there's this little voice back there going, oh, you can't really have that good. Oh, no, that's not for you. That's for other people, but that's not for you. Or you can't really do that thing. Or people will think I'm stupid if I try to do that thing, or blah, 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 blah. I know, you know, because we all have that little voice that does that stuff. We all have that. So we stay in that prayer until we know the truth.
Mm-hmm.
We stay in that prayer until we've got it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, sometimes we stay in that prayer, we've got it, we think we're done, and we go out and life happens again. That's why we pray all of the time. Because we can all pray and we can all do more and we can all expand and we can all become more of who we came here to be.
Mm-hmm.
More than the physical self. And the physical is great. I'm so grateful that we have this physical experience. I'm also grateful that I know that that physical body lives inside that eternal, infinite part of me that is one with God and one with all that is. I'm grateful to know that what we have more of, more joy, more peace, more truth, more, what else?
Abundance, prosperity, radiant health, inspiration.
When we allow it to flow,
Mm-hmm.
when we don't stop it.
Right.
You have more to say about that before?
Well, there's a point that I like to make. I compare these two things, living life and allowing life to live through you. Now, a lot of people see living life in a certain way, but I'm going to use it in this way just to contrast it with allowing life to live through you. Living life is manipulating, making deals with, and sometimes just giving up. So those that give up are living life, but they're not allowing the life live through them. Now, life living through you is you following your inspiration, you following your guidance, you following that which is being asked of you to do. Sometimes it's magnificent and bigger than you think it can be, and sometimes it's just a small little thing asking you to do something. And when you answer, when you follow, when you listen, when you stay in the moment, then you're allowing life to live through you. So I encourage you to allow that to happen. Just try it for a while. Try not forcing yourself to make things happen, manipulating, making deals, giving up. Allow yourself to just take that chance and especially at this time, we got all the time in the world. We're just at home going, do.
Not me.
No, not you. Not her.
No, I'm busy.
She's busy. Miss Busy. Anyway, what I'm saying is now's the time to really practice, to take your spirituality to a deeper level, to forget about all the things that you think you have to do, or forget about all the things that must be done, and just take that time, take that precious time, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times a day, whatever you can give, and open yourself up to the divine. Allow the divine to guide you, to direct you, to hold you in its loving arms, and bring you through all the challenges that may come forth. Allow. Because in the deepest moments of your life, the grandest moments of your life, God is there. In the darkest times of your life, God is there. God is always there, right within yourself, at the core of your center, loving you, nurturing you, maintaining you, sustaining you. It is God. It is all God all the time. And that's what we can remember during this time. It's not, like Valerie said, it's not this thing, this distant thing way out in the, who knows where, with this guy with the beard and the staff and all this stuff. It's not that. Judging. Yes, it's not that.
Keeping it list and checking it twice.
So you know what it's not. Let's say what it is.
What is it?
It's the magnificence of your life. It is the radiance of your being. It is the joy that you have to bring to the world. And you've got so much to bring to the world.
Yes.
So just bring it.
Yes.
Listen, practice, bring it. Listen, practice, bring it. Listen, practice, bring it. You can do it. The world's waiting for you. You come with a gift. Let your gift be given. And you have anything else?
Yeah. That's why they call it spiritual practice.
Mm-hmm.
We don't call it spiritual perfection. We don't call it, I don't know, what else could we call it? We don't call it that. It's spiritual practice because all of us are practicing every day. We're not, well, okay, so some people probably do get there, because I've heard of a few people who probably are there, and Jesus was one of them, and Buddha was probably another one. But everybody that I know is practicing. And we're all doing our best every single day. And then the other thing that we're doing is we're not carrying that past forward with us so that we can think about all the things that we didn't do, that didn't go right. That's why I can't do this and why I can't do that. We don't take that with us. Just know that all the time, in all things, in every experience, the ones that we would label good, the ones that we would label bad, it's practice. There is no being judging. There is just that divine intelligence, that infinite love that is surrounding and enveloping and cradling and holding each one of us and all of us all of the time. The only thing holding us back are our negative thoughts, our negative beliefs, our feelings that we're not enough. And we can practice and release those things. We can practice as we understand we have all of the sun. We can have all of source, all of the infinite intelligence, all of the infinite love, all of the infinite beingness, as much as we can contain. And we can't just contain it. Then we need to share it. We need to share that love. We need to share that peace. We need to share that growth. We need to become more than we even know we can be, because that is a spiritual being. And that spiritual being doesn't say, okay, this good is just for me, or okay, this good is just for my family, or okay, this good is just for my town, or my city, or my state, or my country. That good is for everyone.
I got a touchdown, so God's with us. I got a home run, so God's on my side.
Thank you, God.
We won.
Yeah, thank you. That's great. Thank you, God. And the other person has just as much God. The other team has just as much God.
Yeah. So practice.
Other countries have just as much God. Sorry.
That's okay. Practice is the keynote. They say, how do you get to Carnegie Hall?
Practice, practice, practice.
How do you get closer to spirit?
Practice, practice, practice.
We can all do that. Just it's all it requires is our time.
Yeah. And what do we do when we start judging ourselves and think that we've fallen short? We let it go and we practice some more, and we recognize the spiritual perfection and truth that we are. We always recognize that.
So how do you live your life? Are you ready to live it differently?
Yes.
Are you ready to become who you came here to be? Are you ready to be more than you are now? Are you ready for these new norms that we're about to experience in our life? Are you ready? I think you are.
And I just want to ask you too, who did you come here to be? Did you come here to be that little self? Did you come here to be an expanded being? It's all okay, whatever you choose, because there's nobody judging but us. That divine spirit within us is just love. It's only love. And so if you're feeling an emotion that's other than love, that's not coming from the divine. That's coming from thoughts. It's coming from beliefs. It's coming from past. It's coming from spending our time futurizing. It's not coming from where you are right now and who you are right now and that infinite spirit that you are. It's not coming from that.
That was good. Thank you, Valerie.
Yeah.
So I think we're complete today. Do you feel complete?
Well, I probably got more notes, but I think we've talked long enough because we still have to get all the music and all the other stuff in, or it won't go live on YouTube.
Whoa, we don't want that.
And we want you all to be able to see us every week.
We've had some people tell us that they like watching it a few times because they need to really get the message. So watch it as many times as you want.
It's there.
We're thankful for
Yeah.
YouTube and Facebook.
Yeah.
So let's pray. Why don't you do the prayer?
And so let's just take a deep breath. And another one. And release all those thoughts of I can't, I shouldn't, I won't, all of those. Release it all. Just focus on your heartbeat. Understand that the divine intelligence is beating our hearts, breathing our breath, thinking our thoughts, living as us, experiencing life as us. And it is all perfection. It is all, everything is available. It is all okay. So I just recognize my oneness with Source, everyone's oneness with Source, everyone, everywhere, everyone listening, and everyone. There is no separation. I know the truth of our being is that we are absolute divine beings of light, divine beings of love, of truth, of harmony, and joy. And sometimes we let thoughts and beliefs hold us back. And today we're releasing those right here and right now.
Mm-hmm.
We're understanding the truth of our being,
Yes.
that we are one with God,
Yes.
one with each other, one with all that is.
Mm-hmm.
And absolutely knowing that truth, I pass this word to Reverend Michael.
And so it is the understanding within me that recognizes who and what you are. And I send out blessings of light and love and harmony and peace right where you are in your life. No matter what you're going through, I see the fullness of who and what you are, the perfection of your being, the allness and the isness of God expressing through you. And as I see this through you and through myself and through Reverend Valerie, I see it through every human being on this planet. I see it through all religions. I see it through all cultures. I see it through all different ways of expressing yourself. It is all God. It is all the time. And so I hold for each and every one of us the perfection of this week as we move into whatever we're doing next week. I see it unfolding beautifully. I call forth grace to guide us and direct us in everything we do, everything we say, everything we think. I direct this word towards those that may be experiencing conflict or loss or lack or anything that isn't the fullness of who you are. I call forth the greatness within you and say yes to the healings.
Yes.
Yes to the healings.
Yes.
And so knowing that this word is the word of God, I can now just give thanks. Thanks for knowing it is done, it is complete, it is fulfilled. And in so doing, I release. I let go of this word. I send it out into the intelligence that makes it so. It is done. It is God. And together we say,
And
and
so it is.
All right. Look who's waiting for us.
Mindy.
Mindy.
Hi, you guys. That was allow. There's so much there. I love all of it. I love being part of this service. It's a gift.
Well, we love having you.
And I know this is the gifting part. Oh,
Yeah.
and you know what? Last year, I took this beautiful course called The Soul of Money.
Oh,
And one of the things that I was told is that I am the trust baby of an abundant universe.
Yes.
And I love that. I know. And then the more I gave, the more I got. And then it was this wonderful divine circle.
that's right.
I know. So this is a song of mine around that.
Okay.
Take my life and lift it. Take my fear and shift it. Help my heart to open up and to give my love. Help me to remember that face about surrender. There's nothing I can't rise above. Living life, I love it. And I rise above it. Abundance is God's way of showing me His love. Every single moment, it's there although I want it. Take my heart and rise Take my life and lift it. Take this fear and shift it. Help my heart to open up and to give my love. Help me to remember, face about surrender. Abundance is God's gift. Abundance is God's gift of love.
Whoa, thank you. That was so beautiful and so perfect and so timely.
Yeah. Did you write that?
I did.
Beautiful.
So how do people get a hold of you and buy your music?
Oh, they can go on iTunes and look for Mindy Sterling. There's two Mindy Sterlings. One's a famous actress and the other one's me. And there should be a couple of songs there. Please don't be scared. Say you will. To be loved are 3 tunes. Thank you for doing that.
Thank you so much, Mindy.
Sure.
Yes. Well, we got one more coming in a few minutes.
We do. But right now, it is our giving time, like Mindy said. And so there are lots of ways that you can give, and we're trying to make it easy so that we can all share not only our gifts of love and our gifts of spirit, but also our gifts of money, so that we can continue to do this amazing thing that we're doing and be present for people as they learn and grow and live and expand this this ministry so that we can touch more lives and help more people. And so you can give several ways on the website, cslnorthmetro.org, and you can text to give, texting YU give, YUGIVE to 888-364-GIVE, and it's up on the screen. There's PayPal, there's Amazon Smile, there's Venmo, so there's tons and tons of ways to give. And there's checks and cash too. So we still take those. All right. So enough said, and let's bless it.
Okay. So wherever you are, put your palms up and let the energy flow from your palms and just see it going out into the world and your energy touching everybody. And as this energy flows through you and out into the world, so do your gifts. So I say, repeat after me. Thank you, Spirit.
Thank you, Spirit.
Thank you for this allowance to give.
Thank you for this allowance to give.
Thank you for all that is given to me.
Thank you for all that is given to me.
Thank you for the abundance that's in the world.
Thank you for the abundance that's in the world.
We are so grateful.
We are so grateful.
So we send these gifts out into the world.
We send these gifts out into the world.
Freeing them to do the good work.
Freeing them to do the good work.
And so we simply say.
And so it is.
Yes, it is.
Woohoo. Mindy?
Oh, yes. Once again. Mindy.
All right, now I always try and end on something. It's strange out there sometimes. The key is flexibility. And if you allow, and if you got the Spirit, and you're tuned into God and grace, then Stevie Winwood put it best. When life is too much, roll with it, baby. Don't stop to lose your touch, roll with it, baby. When change is at your door, open to what's in store. Roll with it, baby. Nothing will come and then it'll slip away. You gotta move and bring it back to stage. You gotta roll with the Spirit. You gotta roll with the Spirit. Come on and roll with the Spirit. Come on, roll with the Spirit. Let's hear it, everybody. Now, there'll be days when you ain't steady. The change is gonna come when you ain't ready. Can't leave bad times behind, because it's all inside your mind. Come on, we gotta roll with it, baby. You gotta roll with the spirit. You gotta roll with the spirit. Life will come and life will go. Don't let it sit long and slow. I said, roll with the spirit. I said, roll with the spirit. I said, roll with the spirit. Roll with the spirit. Roll with the spirit. Yeah.
I love that. That was so great.
You got us all rocking and rolling with the spirit.
I didn't know I got caught. That's okay. That's very good. You knew I was doing that anyway,
I
right?
did. I could see it in my heart. I knew it was happening. And
Well,
now
we
we have a go-go dancer, Michael, from the past, so we got it all.
Yeah, that's right.
The twist, the Watusi, and all those dances.
And the jerk.
The jerk, yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, thank you, and we'll see you in 4 weeks. Thank you for doing what you do and blessing this world with your gift.
All right. Well, and I will probably join the Zoom meeting, so I'll see you there.
Good.
Hey,
We'll see you
good.
there. Okay, blessings.
Okay.
All right.
So talk about the Zoom meeting before you Benedictus.
Well, we have a Zoom meeting,
Yeah, we do. There it is on the screen.
and we have a discussion with anything you want to talk about. Something may come up from the service today or anything else. Where you are in the world, what you can even complain. We will accept that, and we'll just surround you with light and love, and know that whatever you want to release is released into the Spirit, and Spirit knows how to take care of things every time.
Yeah, and remember to let us pray for you. So do fill out a prayer request on our website, cslnorthmetro.org.
So on that note, we bid you adieu.
Benedict.
Peace and oh yeah. Okay, I'll benedict.
Thank you.
So giving thanks for this wonderful day, for the glorious music that we just witnessed, the gift of running the tech with Greg and Sheila,
Yes.
and
Thank
this
you.
beautiful home that we get to do the service in, and all the people in our lives, all the love that is everywhere present, all the good that is constantly giving to us. We give thanks. So very grateful for life, for this planet, for everything that is in our lives. I'm so grateful. And so I bless each person that has joined us today. I bless all those that watch the reruns on Facebook and YouTube, knowing that everybody gets what they need all the time. And for this and so much more, I say thanks. I release, I let go, and I allow it to be. Simply saying, and so it is. Peace and blessings. See you next week.